Week 1 of the NFL season is behind us. As we move on to week 2, I have some breaking news to tell everybody that I too am suing Deshaun Watson for assault on my eyes because the performance that he gave last week was downright deplorable, insulting. But we're here to talk about DFS week 2, DFS Deli. Hit the open signs, and here we go. And welcome in to the DFS Deli. I am the proprietor of this delicatessen, Sully Ali Shaheed, and I am joined tonight. Yes, Baker making his triumphant return to the deli. Had to take himself a week off, get himself situated with his computer, but he is back. And of course, the long-standing full-time employee Chill Man joins me as well. Gentlemen, welcome to week 2. Baker, how's everything going, man? What's up?
I'm good. I am fantastic. I mean, I appreciate the shouts out from week 1 for myself, for my lady friend, the first ever lady friend mentioned by name on this here show. So
of anybody, because
yes.
Like Studer's been dating. What's her name? Ashley, right? Is that
Yes.
Ashley?
That's
Met
Ashley.
her last Saturday.
Yes.
Cute girl, seems nice. Never got mentioned by name. Anybody that minus me bashing my soon-to-be ex-wife has not been mentioned by name. So Stephanie should be proud that she got brought up in conversation in your absence. So yes, a first here on the DFS Deli. So
yeah, shout out to her. She's back home. She's back on the West Coast, which is the best coast, which gives me time to, be here with you guys and talk some fake football. And as long as, Sully, you're also suing Deshaun Watson, that means the Browns can stop paying him. So I'm happy you're doing that.
Well, someone's got to take action. So it might as well be your boy. So again, we gotta ixnay Deshaun Watson A from the Browns A. So we
can get the famous. Bring it.
We need to be eating some dubs, man, and we certainly ain't doing that with Deshaun Watson. Chili, what's up, bro? Welcome back to work. How's everything going?
It's going good. We're going into week 2 here. Week 1 wasn't incredibly bad, but it's getting ready to dive on into week 2 and see what we got going here for us.
Absolutely. And if you don't know what we do here on the DFS Deli, we, of course, go position by position to break down our favorite plays on the slate from each position. But as tradition, as 1 week passes, we must do one thing and one thing only. As we raise the glass for our fallen, injured players and those that didn't perform to any expectation. CMC, rest in peace, your number 1 overall pick in your leagues. And anyone else that I may have missed. But CMC's the big one. Raheem Mostart, another one, raise the glass.
Puka
Nacua, raise the glass. So cheers, salute, and we hope to see you all healthy soon. And it's funny that we mentioned those too, because as we get to certain positions, we might be building with 7-man rosters this week because of said injuries. So we'll get there, but it's going to be an interesting week to build because a lot of the heavier hitters are off the slate. Obviously, we got Josh Allen and the Dolphins playing tomorrow. And there's going to be some other teams missing, but this slate, although it seems a little ugly, there's some plays there. We only have 2 games that are even rivaling the 50-point total. And even with what looks like on paper to be a good matchup, I think the Bengals suck so bad that they can't even get close to a 50-point total even when they're playing the Chiefs. So we'll get there. But Baker, before we move forward, let's take a step back. How was week 1, man?
Fuck week 1.
Okay, cool.
I mean, Kyler, he started off hot. It's like, all right, we about to have a day. Woohoo! And he cooled off quicker than my bedroom when Stephanie left. Like,
wow. Wow, a lot of sexual innuendos tonight.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But a good reference. I understand.
Thank you. I mean, I'm saying I'm thinking I'm sharp. I play Kyler Murray at low ownership. I get Marvin Harrison at low ownership. Marvin Harrison's over here doing jumping jacks in the fucking end zone. And Kyler's like, oh, I just didn't see him. There's a lot for me to process out here.
Correct. We weren't sharp enough. We didn't galaxy brain it because the play was James Conner.
The play was James
Conner. We kind of missed that, but but still.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's okay. We hit on some other things. Ain't that right, Chill? How was week one?
Week one was okay. Walked out a little bit of a small loser, which is fine. Would have been a really good day if in my afternoon only lineup I would have played Dobbins over the Gus Bus. That would have got me second place in a GPP, but again, man, it's week one. It's coin flip week. Landed on the wrong side. We move on, and let's get ready to go into week two.
That's right. Like I said, there was some misses, but there was some. I mean, obviously the biggest. Well, not. I mean, he didn't breaky the slate, but I mean, the motto here on the Deli. And if y'all don't know, you should definitely hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when we upload episodes on YouTube and on your favorite podcasting subscription services. Make sure you subscribe so you know the motto of the DFS Deli. Mike Evans every week, bro. The man is just, he's timeless like Tony Storm. No matter how old he just gets dubs. So when we say Blake Mike Evans, you play the hell out of some Mike Evans. But I digress. We'll get there. My biggest miss, of course, Daniel Jones. Wow. I mean, there wasn't like a lot of huge QB scores. Like, Josh Allen did his thing, but he was pricey. So he kind of like got there, but didn't really like, get there. Derek Carr, even with a 4-touchdown performance, didn't even throw for 200 yards. So like, that was okay, and then again, these rushing quarterbacks that just kind of get there. We saw even in a beatdown, Jaden Daniels get there, with his rushing floor. Got to have the rushing floor. And, there was some Sam Darnold sightings as well. Weirdly enough.
As you stated off air, PFF's number one rated quarterback after week one.
Yeah. Well, he was, I think he was like a fractional point behind the aforementioned Derek Carr.
Okay.
But still, right up there. I mean, the dude went 15 straight completions at one point before he threw an incomplete pass, which is like the bizarro world version of Deshaun Watson, seeing as how he went 0 for 15 on throws more than 10 yards. What NFL level quarterback could pull that off?
Daniel Jones.
Hey, Daniel Jones completed some passes downfield, okay? And like I said, Daniel Jones at least has the rushing floor. Yeah, 30 yards rushing. Deshaun Watson did not. So, but I mean, here we are, man. While we're talking about quarterback, let's just jump into it. Let's talk about the quarterback position here for week one. And of course, there's some interesting plays. And Baker, I'll start with you. Who are you going to, and it's an early look. It's only Wednesday. Flying about 50,000 feet above land before we start our final descent as we get close to the weekend, get closer to ownership projections, things like that. But initial thoughts on the slate, who are we feeling this week?
I mean, my initial thought is I'm a glutton for punishment. That is my initial thought. Like, why would I want to go back to Kyler if he just burned me? Well, as we're going to talk about, there's some very chalky plays in that game. And why the hell not just try to get, the access from the other side? So by default, I'm interested in Kyler Murray again. And if he fails again, just know that I will be at home or wherever the hell I'll be watching football on Sunday, crying. Just a very sad panda.
Well, Baker, you're just going to go back to him week 3 and then week 4 and then week 5. And then
somewhere in there, he's going to have a bye week.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, but still.
So I'll be forced not to play him again. Maybe he'll have a primetime game. I don't know.
You think they would put the Cardinals on primetime? Holy shit.
Kyler's a name, I guess.
Marvin Harrison, they could be flashy. You're right. I can look at their schedule in a second, but, they probably got a primetime game, but not Sunday. So, but yeah, I mean, I was with you last week about playing Kyler. I feel the exact same way. One of the highest point totals on the board anyway. So, yeah, I think if there's a game there's going to be some fireworks, then I think Kyler probably could be a very, very good way to go about things. So, who else you got?
I mean, I think that obviously, I'm saying their offense didn't have to do much because they were playing the Browns. I think their offense could potentially, have one of those nuclear blow up spots at home, and their team implied totals also up there as well. So I think Dak Prescott has to be in play for me this week too.
I like Dak Prescott this week, actually. His price is nice, 7,600 on FanDuel. That puts him 100 below Anthony Richardson, 100 above Kyler. So yeah, I think that Dakota could be a good play, especially if Lattimore's hurt, right? Again.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he is. I haven't checked New Orleans practice schedule yet or practice reports, but it would not surprise me. Marshawn Lattimore known to miss games.
Yeah, and they already beat up one. New Orleans already beat up one overpaid quarterback, so I don't know if they could do it again. But
and the interesting thing with the Cowboys is, one of their pass catchers is hurt, and Jake Ferguson potentially he could miss this game. So it just makes the stacking options that much easier.
So Dak and Brandon Cooks for you. Got it. I don't know any other Cowboys receiver, so
right there for you, buddy.
That's fair. Baker, you gave me two names. Chill. Who we looking at quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, just taking a look at quarterbacks this week, generally, I think the highest point total of the game this week is Tampa Bay and Detroit. The game's at Detroit. I like both quarterbacks in that game, Goff and Baker Mayfield. Again, I do think their stacking options are pretty clear. Again, it's going to be a high-paced game. Tampa Bay's missing 4 out of 5 right now out of their secondary. So I really do like both quarterbacks in that game. I figure probably both quarterbacks are going to probably be low owned. Again, we'll have to wait and see how ownership shakes out. But and then I think one quarterback that becomes really intriguing is Patrick Mahomes. Depending on if everybody wants to play Isaiah Pacheco, coming off of the game that New England just had against the same Cincinnati defense, Mahomes' options are pretty much simple as well. And we'll get to tight end in a second because I had some opinions on that. But I do like those three this week. I don't mind the Kyler Murray take. I think that's a different spin on that game. I think it actually makes that game probably a little more affordable if you play Kyler, or you get a little more upside with Kyler than Stafford. But if you're going to play Stafford, I totally get it. I wouldn't argue against it. But and then obviously, with some of these guys, you have all the rushing quarterbacks. You got Daniels, you got Lamar, you got Richardson.
Daniel Jones.
I'm not playing Daniel Jones this week. As bad as Washington's secondary is, Daniel Jones is pretty bad too. So it depends on Daniel Jones's ownership. Nah,
play him,
dude. The G-Man.
The G-Man. Play him.
That's not a Daniel Jones jersey.
It is not, but I will order one when he wins me this $1 million this week.
That'd be amazing for you.
In that butt ugly uniform that they wore last week too. Okay.
Oh, those uniforms were terrible.
These ain't Buffalo colors. These are New York Giants colors, by the way.
Sure.
Just kidding. They're 100% for the Bills.
And then one quarterback that I think is really intriguing, I just don't know if he has the tournament winning upside, is Justin Herbert against this sorry Carolina JV team.
Justin Herbert is sorry.
That's your opinion. I don't let bias come into play.
That guy stinks.
Yeah, you would have said the same thing about Derek Carr last week, but he threw for 4 touchdowns.
He didn't even throw for 200 yards. I don't want to hear it. It was the most efficient game ever.
Hey, if somebody says, hey, the quarterback you're starting this week is throwing for 4 touchdowns, you're taking it every time.
I would rather take 402 than 196 and 4. Just saying. One gets a bonus. The other one doesn't. So not saying that I don't think we're going to see a 400-yard performance for, not at the very beginning of the season. So I don't know, but still.
But I think Herbert, like I said, I don't know if Herbert gives you the upside because obviously you have to worry about Harbaugh in the running game, but that Carolina team is sauce, man.
So bad. So bad. Yeah, man. Like you mentioned, I like the quarterbacks with rushing floors. I mean, I think it would be remiss if we didn't bring up Lamar. I think a lot of people are going to be fiending to play Lamar, with the 16 rushing attempts he had last game, but it was more competitive. I don't think this Vegas team is good. And especially being at home against Vegas, I think this is a game where they can establish the run through Derrick Henry and Justice Hill. It's just more so that I don't know if Lamar is going to be able to provide that upside, especially at that price, being the highest priced quarterback on the slate. I think a lot of people are chomping at the bit to play Patrick Mahomes because it's on the main slate. I get it, but it's the same pushback with Vegas. I think Cincinnati is not good, and they're not going to be that good. So I think Patrick Mahomes can just back his way into a win in this game as well. So I'm not really thinking about playing guys like that. More power to you if you choose to, but like I like the guys with, again, rushing for. So we're already stacking, certain Rams that we'll get to here in a second. So I really, really like the Kyler play and just go ahead and full game stack that. Anthony Richardson goes to Green Bay. Kind of like that as well. But again, like his stacking options, if there is one, I don't know if it's existent. Alec Pierce had the good game. Next time it could be Pitty. Next time it could anyone else, So I don't know with Anthony Richardson, but again, that rushing floor that he provides is going to give you points that other quarterbacks just can't give you. And I'm sorry, but Jaden Daniels is like he's going to be the rushing floor. And I think that he's a guy that you can run out naked, although I don't advocate the naked quarterback. I don't advocate a lot of naked guys, but who am I to judge, right? It's 2024, whatever. But Jaden Daniels is another guy that we saw his rushing capabilities last week, even in a blowout, when they were getting basically their asses kicked. But this Giants team they suck. So, I think that, and we'll get to running back here in a second. I think that his running back mate, his backfield mate, I should say, because they're both bona fide running backs at this point, because his passing acumen did not look great last week. So him and Brian Robinson Jr. can make a good tandem. Maybe a little skinny stack with Malik Neighbors or Wan'Dale Robinson, who strangely was one of the target leaders for the Giants. But anyway. So again, guys rushing for us, I love, and I'm sorry, man. This on the other side, the Washington team kind of sucks, man. I'm going back to the well, damn it. I'm playing Daniel Jones again. Screw you guys. He can't be this bad. Yes,
he can.
Since he signed his big contract, he has more touchdowns to the other team than for the Giants.
That's a terrible stat.
Baker.
Yes.
What do you want to bet? Seeing as how I already lost my Daniel Jones bets last week, what do you want to bet? Who do you want against Daniel Jones this week? Who do you want?
I'll take the same guy I was going to take versus him but when we met in person, I'll take the exact same guy all over again. Give me Sam Darnold.
In the what, Baker?
Will you guys give me Herbert?
Yes.
Right.
That guy sucks.
I'll take Herbert. I'm actually probably not opposed to Derek Carr either.
I just don't see. I don't see 303 from Derek Carr unless the game is going back and forth, which this matchup could definitely provide.
The weird thing is like Derek Carr. Like they have a new offensive coordinator, and that offense. I mean, again, albeit Carolina. I think what it looked like there is going to be more realistic. Maybe we just all whiffed on the Saints. Maybe they won't be that bad of a team. I mean, we'll see, because they're literally walking into the most sure thing of the Cowboys are playing at home. It's early in the season, and they usually will do really well. I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of interested to see what Dak's ownership kind of comes in by the end of the week. Because, I mean, that's just an easy – if you play Dak CD and run it back with Olave and just load it up with chalk behind it, I think you're not sitting – I don't think you're sitting bad.
I mean, you just run it back with my cuz, man, and call it a day,
Yeah, I'm going back to Olave.
You can go back to Olave. I'm just saying that Rashid Shaheed definitely has proven that on 3 catches, he can win a tournament. So yes. I like the Dakota side more only because, I mean, this is a Cowboys team that averaged last season over 30 damn points a game. So, and they didn't have to do anything against the Browns. So, I mean, this offense is poised to break out. I think it definitely could be a CD week, and it could be a Dakota week. I mean, I don't mind running that out, especially like Baker said, without the snake.
Yeah.
It condensed target tree. Just saying.
I don't think Ferguson affects CD's targets. I think CD's getting his regardless of Jake Ferguson is there or not.
Do they still?
It doesn't affect that, but it could potentially boost Brandon Cooks a little bit.
Do they still got Hendershot? Hendershot? Is that the backup tight end?
Probably.
Teddy Pendergrass?
We'll see when we get there.
Teddy Pendergrass down.
I think it ups CeeDee Lamb's touchdowns.
This is fair. All right. Do we miss anybody, Baker?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we highlighted a few guys, even a few stacks to preview for, the end of the show. But I guess we can go ahead and move on to the running back position where you get to pick two guys because one is completely locked. If, and it's Wednesday, but it's not looking likely, CMC probably won't be playing, and Jordan Mason is completely mispriced. So you're playing Jordan Mason, and you're picking two. Yeah, you're picking two. So out of the two remaining running back positions, flex and the other running back position, you could play. Chill. Who are you starting off with?